I forgot to set my earbud. Oh, okay, let me. I'm so fucking tired tonight. Hello, Wolf. Yeah, I saw your chat when it was still loading screen. Oh shit, I forgot to like. I'm a loser. I even forgot to set up chat. That's how tired I am. That's what happens when you're tired. Wait. There we go. Right, ladies and gents, today we're going to play this game called Ace Attorney. It's not the first time, however, it's a fun game. Dude, I have something to talk about later. It's a funny story later after stream. What was I supposed to do again? I don't think it's anything important. If I forget about it, it's not anything. Oh, right, I see it now. The interface. Hide the goddamn interface, man. Alright. I'm so fucking tired. But it will not stop me. For the show must go on. The show must go on. Outside the heart is breaking. My makeup. Oh my god, it's the game. It's the game, lads. I love this game. Who does not love this game, man? Ah, it's fun game. We go click continue, bro. Hell yeah. Call my kingdom. I don't want singing in my gaming stream. No game sound. Offer. Oh, right. Good job. Because I updated the... Yeah, good job. I pretty much updated the... What's it called? My wavelength. And so there's a lot of things I most likely forget about. Yeah. Right. So this is the highest court in Great Britain. The Old Bailey. Centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court in Japan. What's palpable? Palpable. A feeling or atmosphere so intense. Oh! Just say it's intense, bro. No need to use big words. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. So there you go again with the big words. Nobody's going to pay attention to you. Whatever the country determining a person's guilt or innocence, it is always a solemn affair. May I know something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes. What? He's so tense. Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it. Oh, how should I voice this dude? Oh my god! Oh, dude. Okay, I already know. But this guy should be in the British accent. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. I now call upon the counsel for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared. That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready. And I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Blah, 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 blah. Those eyes, please be Nipponese. Nipponese. They shroud your fear in the doubt. Your trepidation. What the... Come on. Trepidation. Stop using big words. A feeling of fear, agitation. Ugh. Right, whatever. They're on the wall, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. I should do that. He's not Dracula. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. Sacrificial lamb. A cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way. to the tips of my toes. Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sentenced to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fellows are studied from some little island off the Far East. It is not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance. It's right to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Is that Mr. Gilded? What a fine gentleman, London. Did you hear he donated £5,000 to the government the other day? Mother, please, where we got paid in Mr. Gilded Park? It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. Gilded. That's definitely welcome news. And he certainly has a way with words. I'm sure he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? Ooh, top hat guy. Surrender maid girl. Another top hat guy. Bowler hat madam. Villager from that game. Old lady. Yes, my lord. If the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready. On a matter his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree. Ha! Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set their eyes on me. I was gonna voice it for her. I feel a chill. Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Much finished is meant for my grandson. Mr. Naruhodo, these people are... The jury, yes. There's something we don't have in Japan yet. That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of the 6 jurors. The judges pass the sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different point of views. But how exactly did the jurors give their verdict? That I don't know, but I'm sure it'll become clear as the trial progresses. Yes. Prosecutor von Zix, my lord. It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you renounced your fame. I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. So what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstances which the court should be aware? My god. I leave that to your imagination, my lord. So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback? Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity. We must be the only ones in here who aren't aware. Oh my god, he's gotta scroll. The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice-Fired Mason. Thrice-Fired Mason, eh? Sorry? Thrice?
He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be the most indestructible.
Dang. Oh my god, he got stabbed!
The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service of the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard. Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence.
I'll get used to their voices very soon, I guess. The autopsy report has been blah blah blah. Alright. Crime scene photographed. Alright. Got it.
And one further item of evidence.
Shut up. I need to check out what's in the court record. So I got my armband. Yeah, so cool. So, Scotland Yard. Stabbed at the abdomen with a knife while journeying in an omnibus. Died to internal hemorrhaging results from the trauma. Right. Next is these photographs. Nothing of funny. Nothing that looks very suspicious. I see a few things. But, oh, a button is missing. Okay, that's suspicious. We need to find that at least. It may sound trivial, but it may mean something. Alright, I guess, other than the button that being gone, it's nothing else. Alright, we got this.
As for one further item of evidence, the prosecution wishes to admit these as well.
Oh, gloves.
And these are... Good Lord! Is that blood, counsel? Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when they were arrested.
What? Mr. McGilder's glove had blood on them. Right.
Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well.
The defendant's leather gloves, blah blah blah. Alright, at this time it's a good idea to go to the court record and check out these gloves. We see the blood. We see that. But what's in them? Must be another hand. No, I don't see it. But there's blood here. This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London. Well, nothing will come out of grumbling now. No. By the way, is Mr. McGilder right-handed? Yes, I believe so. Was trying with a coin in his right hand a little earlier. Ha! Pity. If only he had been left-handed. I think blood on either gloves would fairly be incriminating, really. So, judging by these gloves, these are right-handed, yeah. I feel like going to the bathroom again. That's pretty unfortunate, lads. I'll take it. I didn't do this. I'm back to a corner before I even started.
Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time.
Only 2?
Obviously, one of these passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilder. Well, rather damning circumstances to the least. Defendant, what say you?
But of course I have no recollection of such thing. Mr. McGilder! To be sure, I wrote on the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness and I'm always succumbed to it.
Are you claiming to have been asleep?
'Tis a motion of carriage, my lord. Litten, so it is. And when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I've never laid eyes on before in my life. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul would rush well to a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about trying to worry about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. So the blood got onto the gloves then, after the man had been killed?
Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only at the beginning.
What? That's not all of it.
There were multiple witnesses. To be precise, the moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed.
Alright, I'm using the bathroom really quick. Oh, I can't hold it anymore. Oh, you going?
Order!
Oh, right, back. After the order. Okay, put on the headset real quick. Ish.
When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage. And there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of a compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused.
He's a ghost, man. He's a vampire. A vampire.
Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all. Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once.
I love doing this. Oh no, an old man. A man with a beard, Abraham Lincoln. Oh, an innocent bystander.
Witnesses, your names and occupation. My name is Will. Everyone calls me Beppo. I drive on an omnibus in the East End.
Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city. My name's First. Lady First. I make hats for gents.
Let's begin by confirming the facts.
How many characters do I have to play? I'm scared now.
3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Quite right.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right, sir. Yes, sir. That's right, sir. That's the right one.
Very well, then, let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell to the court precisely what you saw.
He's like Santa Claus. That's Santa Claus. That's Judge Santa Claus, bro. Wow. What did we just say? It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers and remembered it well.
The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other, see? And other inside the bus. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right through his guts.
That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed, I did. I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard a scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. Well, that's a short witness testimony.
Unambiguous testimony, I must say. Ho, ho, ho. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes.
I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Yes, counsel.
Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Why not?
Well, the incident took place inside of a moving carriage, didn't it?
Has that been clearly stated from the outset, yes?
Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage! Was it moving?
Oh my god. How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Islands nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant of our omnibuses?
Huh?
Tell me, Mr. Nipponese friend, my Nipponese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus?
Well, no. Well, only arrived in London this morning.
No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves the actual scene of a crime, that is.
What? Do you mean the actual scene? How? They bring the bus in.
A carriage designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much.
Yes.
The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place here to die in this very building.
Here? What? The entire carriage?
Bailiff, bring forth the stricken omnibus.
Wait, what was his voice again? Inosuke's voice? Got a voice, man. Yeah, look, it's my sword. So that's an omnibus. The omnibus. I can't believe it. They couldn't bring something else so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing.
As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. 4 passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin, and the other 4 on the top of the deck above. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city's architecture sites are to be had from the top of an omnibus.
Oh, it's basically like an old English bus.
And I should point out that our foreign guests that there is a skylight in the roof allowing the view of the interior from the seats above.
Ah, skylight. Oh!
The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the top seat on the omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident through the skylight.
Ugh, that makes perfect sense.
Well, counsel, this is at first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime itself being brought in the courtroom. There are numbers of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish.
Wait, we're putting the omnibus? They actually did bring a bus in, alright?
Very well, I see no reason why not. The omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence.
Alright. I can't believe it. The entire crime scene is entered as evidence. Yes, Great Britain's simply extraordinary. I couldn't help myself a lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it is here. Before that, let's check out the bus then. Let's see, anything suspicious? Can I check on the inside? Open the door. Well, let's open the door together, shall we? Ugh, the scene of a murder. It's horrible. Hell yeah. So this is definitely where the guy sat, right? From the door. He's on the left-hand side, right? Okay. Yes. There's the blood then. That's blood soaked in a seat. The victim's, obviously. Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck. Would you really stab somebody in full view of the other passengers like that? I wonder. Well, it was after dark, and there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside the skylight. Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Alright, so nothing else. How about the top? Oh. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? It's quite large enough to afford a good view in the cabin from the roof deck. And doesn't seem to appear to be a handle or catch of any description. I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin at least. Right, there's a light there. Right. Alright, let's go back. So, what we see here, this is definitely where the man sits, yeah? Or is it this place? How about under the cabin? I can't see What's on Phoenix Wright Omnibus? Let's go! That brings good memories. Job Masters London head office. I think it's about the same thing. Okay, I'm not gonna read this. Alright, I can't believe I found the Phoenix Wright Omnibus, man. It's so cool. Brrr, I can imagine how cold it must have felt. Well, that's just made me think of something horrible. With freezing cold as punishment. How about this place then? Is it the same? Alright, it's the same. Inside the carriage to this opening for sure. And there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. I'm sure there's witnesses could have been able to see. That's not good. So the victim was murdered on this hand side. It took for them to from here to see. Alright, nothing else? Yeah, nothing else. Can I not check this out? Alright, I guess I can. That's enough. Pray don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court cross-examination's rights. Alright. My first cross-examination in a British court. Focus, Rinosuke. Focus. I'm feeling numb now. Dude, should I make it short? I don't think so. I don't want to. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. Remember it well. Right, last bus. Hey, let me ask that. I'm not very knowledgeable about London myself. It was I think sometime after 10, was it? Oh, yes, sir. Nobody. Yes, sir. That's right. It was so cold, freezing, in fact. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is correct? Yes, that's right. Not all travelling the same parts of the bus, close now. There were no other passengers. Quite right with that, sir. No other passengers, like, no one, none. So nobody fled the scene of the crime thing. I have to say, the boss insists on it running. He does every evening, last bus in days, right. I wonder sometimes altogether worthwhile, sorry to say. Right, nothing really. Alright. What do you mean by that? Well, what is the begin call and everything? They're only making 20 pence on the run, you see. And I spend that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. Ah, a hot cocoa would do better, my friend. The victim in the main and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other. Next to each other? That's just weird. Let me examine this real quick. So, if they were sat next to each other, I need to know, real quick. It's actually rather hard when you sit on it. I'm not there. They're sat next to each other. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, so it's just blood. If they're sat next to each other, that's when they see it, yeah? How could he? Right? Seems pretty suspicious so far. Sat next to each other. But it's on the right hand. So the victim was definitely sitting on the left-hand side. So if it would be like, okay. I mean, press this one.
Hold it!
Hold it, buddy. You saw them through the skylight roof of the carriage. That's right, when you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. We sat there. There was a lamp on the inside, so I had a pretty good view. Ah, so they sat. Two of them actually were wearing hats. Right, faces. Let me check out the court record real quick. The people. Was he wearing a black hat? He was wearing a purple coat, though. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was a Mr. McGilded. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely? Mr. McGill is a gentleman of rather small stature. I could have mistaken it for anyone else. Let's not forget, when the vehicle came to a halt, there was only people inside in closed cabin. Were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. Gilded. There's no room for doubt here. Ugh, I really wish there was. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
Hold it!
It's not a knife, it's a fucking dagger. You act and saw the exact moment it happened. And I would justify that. Well, if you're dinkum, hardworking, bankers considered trustworthy these days. That's knife. It says the knife. Knife. Well, it looks like a dagger to me. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Gotta go slowly, buddies. There's no, very good. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw a little more detail. That's... My lord! I forgot his voice already. My mind is made up. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. There's always up to something or other that they shouldn't be, every one of them. And that real leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me. Oh shit! Damn, that's so cool! There's no point in wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on your matter anyway. Hold it.
That's precisely what I was about to say. As for the foreman of the jury, it is my duty to set a good example for my jurors.
Ooh, imagine if that hit the judge. Well, that's a murder case, or arson. What the? What is happening? Let me see. Oh yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts. With fire? Apparently, yes. White for the innocent and black for the guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case. One by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago. So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean... Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. That is scary. Ugh, and I'm even more worried than before. Dear God, man, how did you...
Very well, according knowledge is changing jury stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
It's a nightmare. I still have 5 life. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed. I did. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it.
Hold it!
You stabbed him, you say? You were sitting up on the roof deck, were you? That's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing a little chit. The gent sitting next to the fellow who I stabbed. I've been thinking about a new hat design, you see. So I was gazing absent-mindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out of his belly. That huge, great knife. That didn't help me at all. It looked like they were even more convinced my client did that. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions. Mr. First. Yes, sir. Is this? Oh, finally, we got the knife. Oh, good grief. Yes, that's it. That's the very one. Is that? Yes, Counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly, like straight through the heart. That's the knife, yeah? It is. Furthermore, that's the scabbard. Letter M. Sounds familiar. Please, no. For Magnus, perhaps? Or McGilded, possibly? Yeah. This guy's so smooth. I love him.
Objection!
Ejection! but there's M's everywhere. Like, yes. In Mason? Blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder somebody wants to accuse. What if it's not M? What if you turn it around and it's a W? Wumbo, you know, it stands for Wumbo. M for mini. But you could have turned it off. And like, it's Wumbo. Wumbo, Wumboing, Wombology, the study of Wumbo. Oh, shut the fuck up now, man. Sorry, gentlemen. Should be what? However, those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Wait, what are you doing? What? One, two, three. I think there's about 3 now. Hold it. I basically type every word uttered here and cross-reference all the facts. No, you beesh! I hope the old lady does not do anything. Oh dear God. Not again. It's 4 out of 6. 4 out of 6! We've had it. I think that's what I shouldn't do. It's more than anything at the moment. More information. We're still very much in the dark. Knowing that more sparks me. That's true. Alright. I'll keep trying. Listen to the witness statements again. Oh, is that at the end? Now, I'm gonna need to check the weapon. That's right. You got it all wrong. You got... Wait, come on. You got an M for mini. But what you could have done is W for Wumbo. I like to eradicate her. Haha, unzips. Wait, what? No. For Wumbo. You know, Wumboing. He's right. What is it? With this M, if you turn it upside down, it becomes a W. This could change everything. Yes, this is one of those, you know, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it. In fact, I don't know at all. But what I'm sure of is that there's an M. Oh well, that's indeed quickly, gosh. I mean, it can be a W. That's for sure. What's this? That part is the sheath, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry, yes. Oh, there it is, the blood. Ugh, that looks like blood. Englishman's blood look a lot like Japanese man's blood. It's the same. They have yellow bloods, bro. They have yellow bloods. W for Waff. Yes, Waff's the murderer. That's for sure, for sure. I do understand. Is there a name of some sort? That's a horsey. So check the blade. Just mark pattern. Nothing in there. Not enough evidence. But I have all the evidence I could take away from this testimony. Close cabinet were the victim and the defendant, and so help me. I'm trying to defend the deed. I don't like to be pessimistic. What did I click? What am I supposed to think here? Or could it be... gather information? Yes, you're absolutely right. Statement again. A little more careful this time. I clicked D. The victim was sat next to each other on the bus. Out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife into his guts. That's right, he stabbed the man. I screamed, couldn't help it. Just heard the scream, I stopped him. Oh, he's the driver. Wait, didn't I stop at this witness right here? Yeah, I stopped at that witness. I'm gonna press this man.
Hold it!
What exactly did you see? Oh, sir. Passenger, sir, collapsed on the floor? Like this. Wait, what? And the passenger obviously referring to is the victim, Mr. Mason. Like this, alright. What? There's one discrepancy. My lord, I wish to speak. Oh my god, it's this character. One of the city's carriages. My parang is better, bro. Show them how my parang looks. No, I don't want. It's too small. No, the old lady. Dang, this is scary. Thank you, sir. You're too kind. That 5 jurors agreed to condemn this man. The old lady will be fine. I trust her. I love her. Sweet old lady. Madam Juror number 6.
Yes, dear. What can I do for you?
You have the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand.
Oh, yes. I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know.
Then pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your meaning?
Oh, dear. The thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. Did we get a park that's cold? The gentleman donated to the city, you know. A smile on London's face, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right, a man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely.
Mother, may we go to the park library later? Borrow some more books.
How many Londoners live with their heads in their clouds? Do people not know what kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is? What kind of a man is he? The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city as he claimed to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is Shylock, sir, and one with very darkest of soul.
What? Stoned to crows!
Mr. McGilded leans money to extra rates of interest so his victim hopes of paying him. When they fault, he takes possession of everything they own. The vulture that preys on the weak. But he could have hired someone else to do that, eh? Man, I would argue he could have done someone. Your faculties have deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own?
Shit is right, he makes a good point.
What possible reason could this man have taken to make use of public omnibus service?
You're not saying that.
The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing in his name save considerable financial liability. It will come to no surprise that this creditor was accused and be gilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment day for his debts.
Good gracious!
The brickmaker was destitute, and he had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. In the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus Kirk McGilded.
I don't believe it. If I might ask something briefly,
Mr. Sato.
you claimed that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where's the evidence to support your claim?
Exactly, buddy. Oh, wine. Can I have some? If there's no evidence, pray forgive me the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law. Aha! There it is! Lord Von Ziek's hallowed chalice.
How can this be considered acceptable?
But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I have heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I don't expect to experience it myself.
As judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job.
What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's ledger, which details all the monies loaned by the accused. We're getting all the evidence. Let's fucking go. You'll find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh,
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. Man, this guy's good. He has all the evidence. We came with nothing. Pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice and toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. Gotta check. Belum ada. Alright.
A marvelous toast, Counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence.
Right, we got the ledger.
Oh, yes, 2 guineas.
The victim owed us considerable 2 guineas. How much is a guinea? I want to check it out, man. Open the book. Do you really think we ought to look inside? Yes! Let's see what we find. Waff, 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 waff. Full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? I suppose... I better not be gentlemen, aren't I? Fuck! Waff, what is this? Why do you have depths in London? Oh, goodness. Look at this. You see the name here? Bruce Fairplay. Strangely familiar. The witness testifying this very moment. The banker. 20 guineas. Among the defendants that is fair play would have been more. That's the same thing. How about here? I don't see his name. Alright. Alright. Oh, 20 guineas. Please be, madam, is the modus operandi of the accused.
If we was a petty little punk too. What a scoundrel.
Wait, old lady, stop!
Still. Maybe it's alright for the best.
Wait a minute, let's think about this a little more.
I don't stand for nonsense.
Bro. I got the information I need. No, not nonsense base. No! Adora's the host this week. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. Huh, the final verdict. It's over then. Oh. So cute. There's a footnote though. Footnote, however, the defense...
All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement on this case.
Well, what we got here? A shimmer of hope? Allow me to convey my respects for your swift, righteous decision.
According to the law of this country, I will now conclude the trial
Santa Claus, no!
by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections.
Mr. Sato, just tell me one thing.
Oh, yes.
You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of the British Law. However, the defense... What did it say next?
Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict.
I already know that. Get to the footnote.
However, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point.
Summation? Summation. Limit or considerable article. Active processing of forming sum.
Objection!
Oh, that's a nice objection. From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I would say that book's at least 50 years old. It's still the law, man. It hasn't changed. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure division. It's a relic long forgotten and surely no longer practiced. If it's still there, then it's still there. So you're out of luck.
Oh,
What even is it, Mrs. Sato? This so-called summation examination.
one moment, and I'll read about it.
Oh, we're taking our time here. You would demand a right to procedure before you even understand what it entails. Typical Nipponese.
Right, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, as we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury.
To do what exactly?
Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decision. It says here that if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse the decisions.
Yes, in times gone by, the barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. That procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use.
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose.
Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age.
Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't extinct yet. It's not yet extinct.
Yeah, that's what she means. Are you dumb or something?
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Right. Fucking do this. Summation examination, our last possible option. Do we set our right to carry it out or admit defeat? Assert a fucking right. I'm not admitting defeat. Mia's at my curtains right now. She's asking me to believe in myself. The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examination are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
Objection! It's within your book. It is our right. It will be an embarrassment if we don't get to exercise our right. But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital to this trial. That's what I would actually argue.
The defense petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with a summation examination. This is madness. Oh man, are you and the remainder of jury ready?
Huh? Oh, I'm not,
There was no mention of this in the letter I received, say. All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached a decision. I need to pee again. The judge, we must take a break. Ugh.
Oh shit, it was not muted. Hope nobody heard that. Probably heard that. I don't know, man. On what grounds they reached their decision? On what grounds?
You must justify all your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant is guilty. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot.
This is very irregular. No mention was made of this before.
I don't really hold all this justifying luck.
That seems to have thrown the jurors off.
It seems none of them have experienced this before.
Alright then. This summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has stamped in for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for. To turn this trial around.
So be it, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant Magnus McGilded guilty of this most serious crime.
Thank you, Santa Claus. Oh, I believe in Father Christmas from now on. The jurors' contentions. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to be him.
I trust the driver has excellent memory. It seems 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence.
He stuck the chap next to him, just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. Is that your knife, Ben?
Or simply type and collated all the statements made thus far and run the log as your conclusion.
You can't trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised the prices above 4 pence for years.
That scoundrel stabbing the poor man on the floor. It beggars belief.
Unfortunately, it was not on the floor. The jurors don't seem to have wonderful
Farm arguments, though, do they?
Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get out of these 6 people to change their minds. I've thrown everything I can at them and used some very persuasive language.
Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo.
Excuse me?
According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh?
I thought I was going to have
to thaw in their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says.
But then...
They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
Then on what earth am I supposed to do?
Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Hodo.
Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then?
Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments.
What do you mean?
Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to be present in a united front, but the truth is, they're completely strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, you mean?
Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, we then contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other.
I see. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Oh, yes, I suppose you're right.
Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Although, I might have been able to pull it off. No. No, that's not right. Can I press them, though? I have to pull this off. Can we start the proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm sure to rebuttal. Yes, my lord. I like how they call him my lord. Oh, I'm at the stand. Your examination. The defense rebuttal. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time. No one else. Autopsy report. There's this one. This is the only contradiction. His face is obscured. Leather gloves the defendant was wearing at the time. Alright. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time. So I don't have any other evidence here. Okay. What's pit? I'm gonna press. I don't know what pit is. Certainly, the testimonies we've heard suggesting the victim, Mr. McGill, were alone inside the carriage. Precisely my point. But, could there be some other explanation, something we haven't considered yet? Such as? Well, perhaps there's something we could, No, shut up! You're making it worse! I think I just made it worse. Oh dear, he doesn't appear to be in a good mood to consider alternatives upon, does he? No, I'm going to have to pit the jurors against one another, so the son said. Finding contradiction in these 6 people's assertion is the only way. We're I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory. It seems 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. That's a contradiction, mate. Press D. He stuck the chap right next to him like this. I must say, absolutely brazen. I have something to collect. Shut up, fuck up, lady. You can't trust the fares as a motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years. 4. There's an excellent memory. It seems 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. 4 times 4. The man said it hasn't. 4 times 4 is not 20, however. It is 16. Pit. Objection! Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other. They do? Explain yourself, counsel.
Me? Oh dear, what have I said?
I swear on a silver blaze meaning name, I haven't first idea what you're talking about.
According to the group... Wait, that's me. According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares.
Quite right, I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me.
And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
That it is. A fair and convenient single price. Just the way London carriers should be operated.
But doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man, why?
4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplications...
It would be 16 pence.
Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact, are precisely one person's fare. So 1 person's fare.
One person's fare?
Yes! Yes, in other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinct possible. There was another passenger we've heard nothing about.
Good gracious!
Yes! We did it, boys! Oh!
This can't be right. The judgment of the jury, good honest men, one and all, trustworthiness is our watchword. The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is fallacy. I beg your pardon?
Mr. McGuildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news would surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets a nefarious character ride his omnibus.
Alright then, how do I make it so that this miserable trial doesn't end them?
Take it back. The vote, men.
Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire onto the innocent side, on off the scales.
Now hold your horses there, coachman. We're all here in agreement. Why don't you have to go and...
Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo.
Oh shit. Poor Beppo.
Oh, this is very entertaining. Begging your pardon, sir, I'm going to do the same.
Boom! Baby! We did it, boys and girls!
For the love of Mike, not you as well. A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear at all, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exact standards in financial matters.
Oh, really?
I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again.
Yes, we did it!
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruto, you did it! If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue.
2 more. Actually, there is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions.
That's where you must strike next. So I need to pit 2 more jurors.
We need to put 2 more jurors against each other. So there's another contradiction in our assertion.
Exactly. You can do it.
Well then, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination.
Right, time to pit them off. Listen, I should like to hear from this bookkeeper. There was no one else in the carriage at the time. It has to be him.
He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen.
I love this dude. His voice is cool. I need to press that, actually. Propose, so I can get to the bottom of this.
That scoundrel! A poor man on the floor.
I need to press this, actually.
Hold it!
Hold it! There's something I want. What have you been doing all this time? What have I been doing all this time? I should have thought it was obvious. I record every single thing. Yep. And what have you learned from that? At this moment in time, the judge has used the gavel 11 times in total. Oh gosh. As I get snorted derisively. And I might add, each time you have gawped like a simpleton. Oh, that's... Well, I am a simpleton. So anyway, madam, are you able to explain why you think the defendant is guilty? That is conclusion. I have drawn myself on copious notes I have typed. Clearly, but I'm asking you why you've drawn the conclusion. This distracts me. It makes me extremely hard to concentrate on my note keeping. May I have it at least? 2 more jurors. Let's check out the court record. Now we know that there are 5 passengers. For real, for real. Slipshod bookkeeper has to say for himself. It's beggar's belief. I can't pit. Wait, that's a discrepancy. Time to fucking pit these boys and girls.
Objection!
Objection! Those 2 statements are completely contradictory. What? Explain, counsel. Post haste.
Oh, dearie me! I was only knitting my jumper for my other half.
What's all this claptrap? What does the contradictory even mean, I ask you? We've heard from more than one witness. The other saw the actual moment when the defendant would stab the victim. Now, out of curiosity, do you remember number 3? What? Can't you see that I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Ha! Want to test me, do you? It was like this. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. Just like the prim banker said.
Yes, that was fair. Fair, Mr. Play's testimony.
Now then, juror number 6.
Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man?
I love her. How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so.
Now don't move! Take a look at these 2 jurors. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor.
Well, I never there. They're stabbing in totally different directions.
What?
Bless my stitches, what a muddle.
What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth.
Oh!
But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me.
Innocent!
I can't abide people telling lies.
That's fucking cool! Yeah! I'm a lawyer!
The scales.
I don't believe it! And I believe it.
Hold it.
Wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him, in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer, using magic on us all. Shut up, racist bestie. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this? Answer me this, Dark Jinx. Huh? Me? What exactly is the problem? What of it if these two witnesses have slight different recollection of the events?
What of it?
Let's say they shot a ditch stab the victim and sat next to him on his omnibus. And this young lady dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor and then shot stabbed him again. And this old lady saw him do that. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, What are you calling the dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you.
Who are you calling old? I should take this needle to you.
They're ready to kill each other now. But could the foreman of the jury be right? The two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime. Court record first. Stab once. Never do two things to no. No, it's not possible. Wait, just to be sure. In the abdomen with a knife joining omnibus. He died due to hemorrhage results from trauma. And as for this one, right? Two evidence actually support against it. It's out of the question. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, you dark jinx? Come out with it. What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question.
Bing, bing, bing.
What are you talking about, man? How can you even say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As a foreman of the jury, I'm responsible to steer everyone in the right direction. You've basically steered them in the wrong direction, my good man. So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I see two witnesses saw two different moments of the crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me proof. It's already in the first evidence we got to this court. Save me for the hard evidence. As you wish. What? I'll give you proof. It's out of the question that these two witnesses saw different moments. Wait, what's the other question? Saw two different movements of the same crime as proven by this one.
Take that!
Oh, it's not. Okay. It should have worked. There was only one movement. You bitch! How dare you? That was the question that the two witnesses saw two different movements of the same crime. Is it either this or this? I'm saving here. Is it this or this? I could try either. There were passengers on both inside the carriage and on the roof and the deck last night. I could present that. The only way is this one. Let's test. What? I'm already in part 2. Nice. And it's just this one then.
Take that!
I knew I should have stuck with that. I knew it! My conscience was right. According to what is written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once. Only once! It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen 2 different times. Alright, I concede defeat. I win. Wait, that means the forgers are now leaning to not guilty.
We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo! We've won!
Not yet. What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir! No one deceives me! But we are a consensus. I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. If that chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head. Oh, he's a shaver. Oh, he's a barber. He's definitely a barber, right?
Well, and quite a remarkable turn of events. The defense summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. Jurors now stand at 2 for guilty, 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate. And the trial must continue. Yeah, baby! Yeah! I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth.
Take that, vampire dude.
So, Lord Van Geeks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please.
Oh, can I have some though? Oh, he broke his cup.
Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it into dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Geeks? Lord Van Geeks?
It's Colin here, or is it just me?
As your antiquated tomb no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination, so I honor the deathly silence, and I listen to the charade. It seems I overestimate the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No, why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all?
I'm enjoying this game. I'm gonna play till 1 o'clock.
So let us proceed to the next round of the table.
No, maybe just 3 hours at most. I am not doing another 5-hour stream editing. Oh my god, he looks so cool.
Bring forth the witness once more.
Alright, the witnesses are here.
Witnesses, I trust you hear the summation examination we have just to endure.
Oh yes, that I did, sir.
Of course I heard it.
Oh yes, sir, I heard it.
You, sir, on the end, the coachman, I believe it's Beppo.
Yes, sir. My lord, sir.
If it transpires that you, in your previous testimony, you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you'll be found guilty of perjury. You're advised to bear that in mind, sir.
Oh, mio Dio.
Oh mio Dio.
Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You'll explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense summation examination.
Okay, new witness testimony of various misgivings.
I only carried 4 passengers that night, I swear it. But,
Well, I, for one, was told that I have to pay 5 pence for the bus.
he failed us on the fare. He did. And then I saw the blood curling sight as well. It's all too much.
No, man, the voice changed. I'll tell you, I saw McGillis stabbing that man. Everything I saw before stains.
Oh, yes. He stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes.
So many voices, I can't remember what voice is what voice now.
Also, make sense of this for me, please. The phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cozenage.
Cozenage? Cozenage? The practice of deception trickery.
Cousinage.
Cousinage. Beppo, explain yourself.
I'm terribly sorry, good master.
The guild's fares is 4 pence across the board, you know that. Might you understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare?
It's cold and the lesser of the day is always half empty.
You have been dishonest, coachman.
I'm sorry.
You're a disgrace, Beppo, a disgrace. Guilty. And your selfish actions have brought us dishonor on the entire guild.
If I may, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week.
What? What the fuck? 10 pence?
4 passengers. At 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the results come out differently.
No, that figures.
Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please. You've already had the pleasure of protracted summation examination today. Or should you intended to continue the parlor games?
Absolutely. Guilty. Various misgivings. Carried only 4 passengers that night, I swear. But what, fool? So, there was only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4 pence fare. Is that right?
It's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. It was cold.
It's cold, or I did shut myself from passing out.
I get chilled by listening to you.
It was terrible. So I want to give myself a pat on the back even for just bus running.
You can't do that, man. You're still cold. And that the dedicated coachman deserve extra penny. Passenger, you're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. You might have been another suspect. Well, I, for one, had to put 5 pence on the bus.
Hold it!
Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5 pence instead of 4? Well, I paid 5 pence too, sir. And I just told you I did.
A flat fare of 5 pence across the board.
It's not something to be proud of. The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed, it's gone. Dead and buried. I'd have been happy if I had never seen it. Wait. Let me check. But the face was partly obscured view by an old crooked hat. No. So far, nothing of the sort.
He filled us on the fair. He did. And then I saw a blood-curdling sight as well. All too much.
Hold it!
This blood-curdling sight. You mean the murder, I presume?
Yes, sir.
Oh, looking away.
Loathsome sight no one should have witnessed.
I don't want to read during the testimony, the cross-examination. I mean, I did actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed. Good gracious, really? Yes, it did, however. The banker has already testified to it. Banker gent next to him. I heard the banker gent next to me take a sharp intake of breath, see? When I looked through the glass. That's when I saw horrible blood poking out of his belly and covered in blood. Every time I see the knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating.
I tell you, I saw Mr. McGill stabbing that man. Everything I saw before stands.
Hold it!
I saw the defendant, Mr. McGill, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, which was next to him.
That's what I said, isn't it?
For this was, for just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question. Anyway, there was only two of them inside carriage, wasn't there? There's been much talk of fifth passenger, but as yet zero evidence. Then what are we wasting our time for, eh? It's black and white, the man's guilty. Something about Mr. Protato just jars with me. I wish I could work. Wait. That's true. Pay careful attention. Oh wait. That was the last testimony. Four passengers that night. 1, 2, 3, 4. You think so? Apa ni? Apa ni? You testified you saw the moment, didn't you? Yes, that's right. You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip. I suppose I might have, yes. Put the cart before the horse, maybe.
What is this? I'm not sure about that.
What's wrong with him? I think the horses when I heard a scream from the seats. I expected that was Misa. Turned around. Why is he looking away?
truth! Excuse me.
Excuse me. I saw that. Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Now you listen here to me. I know what you're thinking. You didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh? Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment? Are you asking me or telling me? He didn't. Let me check out. Oh, so useful, man. Sorry, I think I went too far. Are you asking me? He didn't. No chance. Well, it's a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your day peeping through the skylight on top of him, the best that is. Peeping? I'm a respectable city banker. I'll have you know, and all I know what I saw. I remember clear as the ballad of day. It's a grim saying, I don't mind telling you. Oh, new information. Thank you, Mr. Play. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord.
What is you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about actually law?
Oh, I can do that all right. I'll tell you just how grim it was. I got new information. Don't you think I forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands? Blood-soaked hands. They're both scared at the moment. Present. I gotta press this real quick.
Hold it!
Hold it, man. Blood soaked. Ahem. Perhaps soaked is laying on a little thick, but anyway, there was a definite blood all over them. Both of them were. That's a contradictory. That's a contradiction. Discrepancy. Well, it's time for me to sleep. Got work tomorrow. Alright, good night, buddy. I feel there's quite right here about it. Yeah, there's. Good night, buddy. I got it. Blood-soaked hands.
Objection!
Objection! Blood-soaked hands? Well, I admit that soaked might be laying a little thick, but... Anyway, there was a definite blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but there's more than a little peculiar. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question. Oh yes, right. And there certainly doesn't appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain here. But as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only the right-hand glove. Ah! In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent. Gah! But no, that can't be right.
So you're the liar then?
That's right. You were clear about it. You said here, it was both hands. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth?
Objection!
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it was both hands, but it was only one, but the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused.
Objection!
Objection! No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Why? I'm a city banker. For pity's sake, my word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upstanding members of the society don't prevaricate. Don't know what that means. He's claiming that he has no reason to lie. But is that really the case?
Mr. Naruhodo, if we had some evidence to try to explain why Mr. Fairplay was lying, it could turn the tide of the trial completely.
Something to show this man a compelling reason to... I don't understand. Blood-soaked hands. Do I have evidence for it? I don't think this could be an evidence though. With a knife, was journeying in an omnibus. Enraging result. There's no blood here. My lord. Yes, counsel. Defense is ready to present evidence.
Why, Yoff, are you sure?
Yes, evidence that will clearly demonstrate in his testimony.
Very well.
Demonstrates a motive for the witness' alleged deception of the court. Oh, motive.
Take that!
Take that! This is a list of the debtors who owed money to Mr. McGilded.
Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused extortion.
The point is, among the names of the debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay.
What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused?
No, well, it's barely worth of being called a debt. According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas, not an inconsiderable sum of money, would you say? Well, what of it? Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of murder. What become of your debt in that case?
These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditors the defendant here to be sentenced to a capital punishment? All outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist.
Cease to exist?
Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claim in your testimony to have seen something you've never in fact saw? And you did attempt to annul your debt 20 guineas to the defendant?
Order! Mr. Bruce Fairplay.
Yes, my lord.
May I see you again? And beware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Did you or did you not see the precise moment in time in which the defendant is alleged to have a thrust into the knife victim?
Your silence speaks volume. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. All right, let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth in a pinch. A pinch? But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood in McGiddle's hands. Both of them. Objection. And yet only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, it's stained. Good, so you keep saying... I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. First.
Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself as it happens. Seeing what? The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost sure that it was on both his hands, not just one. What? What? But evidence proves that it's only on one hand.
It appears that we're going to need further testimony for all your witnesses. This time I would like to know the precise what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself personally clear?
Yes.
Mr. Odo, it's good news. The course of trial seems to have shifted slightly at last.
Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. Okay, witness testimony. What the witnesses really saw. There's blood on both hands on the silent silly that. However, I suppose you might say I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them.
But I didn't actually see anything myself, no. Not until I heard that scream.
Anyway, the fact that remains, can have been anyone else in that carriage, or we would all have seen him.
Well, lo and behold, in the truth of fact, not one of you witnessed the crucial moment of the crime was perpetrated.
I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside the carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. There must be coming evidence. The gentleman who saw it. That's really what it's testimony about. My voice is hurting. I'll examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly on the seat, corroborating the witness's accounts. In other words, there is no substantial, no significant change in the facts of the case.
Very well, your cross-examination, please, counsel.
Yes, my lord. Why is it my lord? Is it not your excellency, your honor? I want to check each first. Blood. Remember that. Suppose you might say I didn't see the exact moment of stabbing, if it matters.
The knife.
No, not until I heard the scream. In fact, the fact remains. Present first. I'm gonna check this real quick. Check this one real quick. Alright, time to press, yeah?
Hold it!
Press. Aware of that, sir, but nevertheless, I know what I saw and I stand by it when I burn both hands. Your reasoning is dire. One hand or two, the salient point remains unchanged. Grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily in of his fingers. No. Suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment of time that matters.
Hold it!
Don't try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance as well as you know. Crying out loud, we all know that no one can possibly have done it. I was just trying to save off some old time. Standing with the defendant, do you not? I do not hope to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was not found guilty. Found guilty? Entirely not what I was hoping for. Little Ginny when I... He was gambling. Man, I think you may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir. Trial here. The next witness. I remembered seeing the knife. I remembered seeing both of the his hand stained on them.
Hold it!
It's all. I saw that too. Blood on both hands. Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of Mr. McGilder's gloves has any signs of blood on it. That's right. The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilder sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir. He wasn't wearing these gloves. That's correct, sir. And I saw blood on both his bare hands quite clearly. It's just a dark color stain. I should point out that the police officer who printed the hues on the night in question, there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGilder's hands. There wasn't blood on his hands. It has become puzzling. Now we need to look for the truth. This is very significant. It's very significant. You didn't see anything. Yes, sir. Said before, so very sorry. Yes, it's wrong of me to make up stories. Would you see agree, sir? I know what you're insinuating. I certainly wasn't making up stories. Still, to say what you saw isn't right either, is it? No, sir, nothing at all. Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. Yes, you must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no? Oh, pleasure, you didn't even see that. Nothing? Alright. Just keep going. Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid. It seemed prudent to avoid travel unless omnibus service of London got winter nights. Oh, Beppo! Oh, poor man. Anyway, the fact remains there can't have been anyone else inside the carriage or we would all have seen it. Eight-seaters, yeah. Benches. Where were they, you know?
Hold it!
And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight roof on the omnibus. That's right, I was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over. Yes, I remember shivering, it's so bitter. It begs the question, Wiper. Well, I don't know about this young fella, but I couldn't enter the cabin. Oh, why not? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. It was locked? That's right. It's a public bus, for pity's sake, not a fair play. It was the exact same experience. I tried knocking, but the gents inside guested me to clear off. No choice but to climb onto the roof and looking down on the cabin below. Well, I can assure you I was just looking down and I was glaring long hard. So that's when I tell you, with absolute confidence. If there was anyone else at all in the cabin, I would have noticed. Unevocable, I would have said. Sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through skylight? Actually, they might not have been able to. Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, they brought it in. Riding in this omnibus. Ben's cabin through the skylight and the floor on the upper deck. Is that all? Is that right? That's right, yes. In that case, there is a portion of the cabin inferior that would have been out of sight from you. What? By golly, really? Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied. At the time of the incidents, there would have been another passenger enclosed in the cabins of the omnibus. Oh, objection, eh? Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. Prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, see that the crime is here in the flesh. Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's demand. They can only see it from here. The omnibus, are you suggesting that their potential extra passenger could have been situated here, actually? Check out the court record real quick. The blood's there in front of the thing. And they imagine they were sitting here. They could only see it from this angle, not that angle. Oh, it's not gonna help me, huh? Alright. Both rows of seats face the direction of travel, whereas the seats in an enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through it by skylight, is I've drawn here. Oh, that's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim of attacker was sitting. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that the witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. Ooh. Poor sods.
Objection!
Yeah, I would object to at this point if I was prosecution. It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have been forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity. Go with the prosecution rejoinder. In the British Court of Law, evidence is paramount. Obtain this conjecture, counsel. It is unless you're able to put a name on this Mrs. Banjo, you're rude. Actually, so let's check out the people we have. Not George Lord Justice, Lord Chief Justice. I want to try though. Could be funny. I have an inkling idea. I understand, my lord. The defense put forward a name. You're a fool. The response was desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations.
A toast to hard lessons not yet learned. Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still not the name. Passenger. This could be it. On that night.
Take that!
The passenger in the enclosed cabin that witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. McGilded?
What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant.
Objection!
What? That thing didn't catch fire.
If I desecrate the chamber by smashing my hallowed chalice, do forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zix! People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly.
What are you trying to say?
Let me explain in terms of the event a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. When a bloody scene unfolded, a victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact that it is the very premise on which this case was built.
Objection. But that premise may be wrong.
What?
If the victim was really sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way.
What inconsistency, counsel?
The defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that the blood was on both hands of the person sitting next to them.
Objection!
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
Objection!
The point is, even in the face of irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance.
Yes, the testimonies remains unchanged.
Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing the blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify, and the victim's blood was on the passenger's hands, both of them.
Objection!
And who was this third party?
Obviously, the true culprit. Drama.
Extraordinary. Order, order, order. What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
The defense's postulation is just that, nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
Objection. But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said that two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces.
Yes.
The tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I couldn't see the rest. I could see the rest of them, though. Yes, that's right. Both gents were wearing certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir.
And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. Frost?
I'm afraid I don't remember. And you call yourself a hatter.
The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in the cabin.
How can you be so sure? You weren't there.
Because if I had been there, the accused Mr. McGilded would undoubtedly have offered to dispose the fact. And as that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation.
Wait, let me check that. I need to check that. Have offered this to dispose the fact. Depose the fact. Office. Yeah, he would have like tried to hide it, wouldn't it? That the accused failed to even notice the presence of a true culprit in the very cabin. Ah. He's right. There was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin on the omnibus. It's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it.
Order, order! There's clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand. Well, what you say, counsel? Prosecution objects, my lord. On what grounds? As a suspect, he would have already made full statement to the police.
But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely?
Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out to that man with minimal holding information, you can be sure it had been most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion?
My lord, should we ask Mr. Gillick or not? Good question, isn't it? Eight-seater omnibus. I'll demand it. Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand.
In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury.
Yes, I need a little time to consider this.
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGill has to say.
Get the man out here, I'll see you.
It would be utterly logical not to hear his testimony.
When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild.
Hearing what the patron of my favourite little park has to say? Oh yes, that will be lovely.
Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Very well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, should the defendant to the stand at once.
Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear. But I do know that he would have not witnessed the crime.
Let proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day?
To be sure I have, my lord.
There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you on the omnibus as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal the fact from the police?
Beggars, no, 'tis not in my nature to hide anything at all.
Just an answer the question, please.
The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you all, or to keep my mouth shut?
Tell us what, Mr. McGilded?
The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger.
Is it true?
Aye. And 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after all it all happened.
Well, you're an accomplice of the murder now. Just so much I have to defend you, and now you're an accomplice to the murder. You should be behind bars. What? That's right. He's guilty of being an accomplice to the murder. I need to use the bathroom real quick, Rebecca. Okay, there we go. Van Zix is confused.
No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now.
I'm truly sorry. So I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be waiting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be behaving a very good reason, I assure you.
Which was?
Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not in any way involved, you see.
What?
If the police had known that we was one or other, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord.
Who is this young child whom you speak?
That I do not know.
You don't know?
Well, we thing just happens to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witness statements to be disregarded by the court.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. If the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listen to the proceedings.
Bang. Was that a gun?
Spark! Fire! There's fire! Look, someone's trying to get away! You can't get through him! You you...
I can't see anything. What's going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naruto! Cover your face!
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape security omnibus. I hereby call for emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the room.
Oh God, what's happening? I'm so confused. Hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff, amid the scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. To be continued. Well, I guess I'm ending the stream here tonight. Save. Am I really out? Whew. I want to continue. You know what? I'll continue tomorrow since I missed that one. Oh, wait. Defendant and take timber. Alright, I guess I have to like... Don't save, I already saved. Alright, I'll see everyone next time. Thanks for coming, those of you people. Hell yeah, that was fun, that was fun. Now I'm more into like wanting to find out the mysteries. See ya!